With a sequel finally on its way, I thought I'd take this opportunity to talk about 2009's Avatar, one of James Cameron's most groundbreaking films of his career, in my opinion. What's up, everybody, and welcome to my review of Avatar. Something that a buddy of mine really wanted me to review and prep for The Way of Water, which comes out next week. Check your calendars. Thanks for clicking here. I really do appreciate it, as always. So the film tells the story of a paraplegic ex-Marine who is sent to the moon Pandora on a unique mission where he becomes torn between following orders and protecting the world he feels he's a part of. This is a film that I didn't quite care for at first. The only other time I watched this was way back when it first came out. I watched it one time and then half of a second time, and I just couldn't get through it. I don't know why. It's just something that I never really appreciated until now. Time's a fickle bitch. That's for damn sure. As per my buddy's request, he let me borrow his Blu-ray copy of Avatar. I watched it. Was this a spectacular spectacle? Did this win me over in triumph? Or did it fall as hard as Pandora did once again? Let's find out. Let's start with the positives for Avatar. This was one of the most beautiful visuals I've ever seen. Out of all of James Cameron's films, and he's made a lot, this was the most beautifulest film I've ever seen from him. I'm kicking myself hard right now for not appreciating this at first. Because I remember back when, in 2009, I was still in college, and a teacher of mine actually brought that movie for all of us to watch. And I was watching, maybe it was the environment, I don't know, I was young and dumb. But I just couldn't really appreciate it. But now, damn, I'm going to be kicking myself until after the theatrical release of The Way of Water has had its fill. Even more so because that'll be after I watched that one and reviewed it. But getting back to what I was saying, Avatar, oh my god. This was the most beautiful, most visual looking films I've ever seen. The way the environment looked, the way it just looked entirely with its effects, and the way the blue people looked. At first, whenever they first showed up, when I just recently watched it for this review, I was like, nah, that kind of looks a little cheesy. But as the movie goes on, this is not a reflection or a negative or anything. It's not a reflection on it. As the movie went on, I just grew to it real fast. Since I've been analyzing movies and just breaking down and reviewing, maybe that's why I'm appreciating a movie of this magnitude. Because if you would have asked me about this 5 or 6 years ago, I would have said, no, it's too sci-fi-ish for me. I just don't like it. Nah, my perspective is kind of changing because of what I'm doing on this channel now, and that's pretty much what I felt about Avatar. It's just the way the whole entire movie looked, from the blue people to the special effects and the action sequences, and just the way the whole entire world looked of Pandora. And just this all-out visual magic that this movie brought. I deeply appreciate it. I deeply appreciated the amount of just emotions that was coursing through my veins when I was watching this. The effects was astonishing. The way the Na'vi, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, if I'm not, I apologize. The way those people looked was just amazing. Their world, and it was just all out breathtaking. Almost to the point where I had a stunned look on my face the entire time. Mostly I was kicking myself. The other part of me was like, grasp at its beauty, at its masterfulness, masterpiece, all-out look of it. And I just can't find any more words to describe it. It was that good. It was just that good looking. James Cameron, yeah, he really outdid himself. He's already established himself as one of the greatest filmmakers of Hollywood history. But when it came to this, and he's made a lot. He's made some really good ones that'll probably outweigh this if I ever get around to them, like The Abyss. With Avatar, he really did outdid himself. It was very well paced. It was very well directed. Out of all the movies that James Cameron did, this one was his best looking one yet. Almost Oscar worthy. I'm not sure if this movie did win an Oscar. It probably did. I wouldn't put it past it, like, at all. But it was that good. The box office alone proves that it was a smash hit, with the exception of Avengers Endgame. Not a single Marvel movie that has come out has come close to this figure. I just wouldn't be surprised if this movie got an Oscar nominee just for the looks alone, just for just how this movie was presented in its entirety. You get a great cast in Sam Worthington, who plays the ex-Marine who gets sent on this mission to try to infiltrate these people. But while he's there, he starts taking a step back and he starts thinking, what am I doing? You know, these are kind of the peaceful people, and I'm kind of getting attached to them. And, you know, should I follow my orders, which is really in hindsight not that good. He's being ordered by this evil corporation, as most movies like this usually turn out, who wants to take over this land, this world, for profiteering. Ain't no shock there. But Sam Worthington, he gave a really good performance. I think he's a pretty cool actor. The only other thing I remember seeing him in, he's not one of those that comes across my radar much. The only other thing I remember seeing him in, which actually came out the same year this film did, which was Terminator Salvation. But he's one of those cool actors that I wish I kind of saw more of. He just doesn't come across my radar that much. But in Avatar, he just starts questioning his morals and why he's doing what he's doing. So, like I say, he starts to get attached. It just turns into this great construct of what this story was trying to tell. Sigourney Weaver was great too, even though she wasn't in it much. Who doesn't want Ripley as part of their alien story? Show of hands. And Zoe Saldana, who I couldn't really quite pinpoint who voiced this character, but she plays the love interest to Worthington's character, who actually becomes a great humanizing piece of the story. And then you get a great story because you have this evil corporation who Stephen Lang plays a part of this evil organization who tries to take over these people's land. And the way Stephen Lang played this character, he was a pretty cool villain. And it took me like a split second to realize, oh yeah, don't breathe. Well, that makes sense. But he played a pretty good antagonist whose intentions was driving these humanoids away and just, you know, creating chaos and war. And it's all the right ingredients that you want in a villain of this magnitude. And I thought he was great, especially for what the story was telling. He was pretty cool. You get some crazy action sequences, which there's nothing bad you could say about the action sequences in this film. Like I said before, it was very well paced. And on top of how beautiful the movie looked and how great it looked, you get some really decent action, man. You get shoot-em-ups, explosions, and just people fighting each other, and it's what you expect. It's what you expect, especially in a sci-fi James Cameron type film. If they didn't overdo it, it didn't feel like it was overstaying its welcome. You had time to breathe. Again, kicking myself for not appreciating this sooner. Thanks a lot, Nate. The only negative I have, which is only detrimental to me, so I apologize if I'm sounding like I'm a little too whiny about this. It will seem a little minimal, which is where at the end of the second act, maybe close to the beginning of the third act, when Worthington's character was trying to warn the humanoids about the attack coming, they wouldn't budge. Now I get the whole, well, this is our home and nobody's going to drive us out. I get the whole pride thing. I really do. You know, nobody wants to be run out of their home. But the level of force that the villains had in this film, you should have had more common sense. And no matter how many times Worthington was trying to warn these people, they just wouldn't listen. And then they started treating him like the enemy and this and that. And it's like, okay, people, just wake the hell up. You're outgunned. You need to know when to quit and fight another day. You know, just do what he says and stop being stupid. It's just a little pet peeve of mine that I had, which is the only negative I have in this. Because in the end, guys, Avatar was a pretty fun ride, and I just hate that I couldn't appreciate this even sooner. The movie was a blast, and I can't wait to see what's in store for us with the sequel, The Way of Water. 2009's Avatar was a major blast and deserves to be on a pedestal. So Avatar, what was your thoughts on it? Have you seen it? Were you a fan? Did you think that this was one of Cameron's best? Are you looking forward to the sequel, or is this not for you? Is this not a genre that's not for you or not in your ballpark? Is this something that just doesn't do anything for you? Leave me a comment down below and give me your thoughts. Thank you so much once again, guys, for watching this. I really do appreciate it. Like, subscribe, comment, and share the big four as always. Make sure to click that bell icon so you don't miss a thing. Share this video, and I will see you on the next one. Peace.